we go. Oh, stop that. Guys, am I coming through live or am I on my Facebook page? It seems like I'm hanging up. Stop that. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm Kelly. Our business is Chestnut Junction, and we specialize in primitive crafts. If you see that live button up in the corner, that means you are live with us here on our Facebook Live. You can chat with me, chat with everybody else in the chat. If you don't see that live button, that means you are catching us on the replay, and you can comment down in the comments, hashtag replay, and ask any questions that maybe I didn't cover in this video, and I will try to get back with you and answer your questions. After we finish up this video today, we will post it to our YouTube channel, where you will be able to catch it there too. Hey everybody, I'm trying to see everybody who's in here. Hubby, who normally does the chat, is having, hey Karenette, let me see, hey Jerry, hi Mary, how are you? Linda, that mowing can always wait, right? Emmeline, hey Miss Sandy. Oh, it's me. Hi, Miss Terry. How are you doing? How are things up your way? So anyway, hubby usually mans the chat for me. He's having a work emergency today, so I'm going to try to keep up with the chat on my own the best that I can. We are going to be working on a pumpkin blank today. And I can hear him out there taking a call right now. So if you hear that, that's him out there taking a call. And hopefully I'm not disturbing him. But last week we made candy corn. We made a candy corn from the blanks that I sell in my Etsy shop. This is what we made last week. I will be giving this candy corn away at the end of the video. So those that are watching now and oh, it's 8 p.m. there, Karenette? So I'm like prime time watching over there in France, right? But thank you. The candy corn. If you guys stick around with us till the end of the video, I'm going to give this away to one of you guys who's still here with us at the end of the video. And it is USA shipping only on this. There was something else. Oh, I had a couple people this week tell me that they were with us last week and that I didn't see their messages in the chat, and so I looked into that, and it said that for some reason some people get filtered. Their comments get filtered on lives. I don't know why, but if you're not seeing me or I'm not answering you, go ahead and you can message me later or whatnot, but please know that I'm not ignoring you. It's some kind of Facebook something that filters out certain comments. So today we're gonna work on oh, thank you, Linda. Today we're gonna work on this pumpkin, and I sell these blanks in our Etsy shop, and they are a set of 10 for $9.99. And I told you guys last week when I originally designed, because I did these blanks years ago on eBay, but originally I designed these for people like myself who resell. It saves a lot of time, but you know, you want to buy these pumpkins around your house. But like I said, my original intent was to sell them for people who are we still on here, because I just had a little hinky. I hope the connection's okay, because I keep on getting funky messages on my eyesight. Anyway, let's go ahead and start working on this. I'm going to grab myself some polyfill. We have the pumpkin here. We sold out of the pumpkins last week, but we did get more pumpkins made up this week, and we've sold more. And they are listed in the Etsy shop. I think right now, as of today, I can't guarantee you if you're watching this on the replay, if you're seeing this on Facebook, or not Facebook, but if you're seeing this on YouTube, if you're seeing this on a YouTube replay, I cannot guarantee that we will have these pumpkin blanks available. If you ever go to my Etsy shop and you don't see any of these things, like the supplies that I normally have, if you don't see any of those available, you can always message me through Etsy, and I will try to... Can you guys see me stuffing? If I go like this, I will try to get things back in stock for you. And if you watch me on a regular basis, you know that I stuff with little pieces of polyfill. I find that it just makes for a smoother finish with no big lumps, and it's easier to pack. I also use a wooden stuffing tool. Thank you, Jacqueline. I appreciate it. I use a wooden stuffing tool. This is something that we make ourselves. If you just go to like Joann's or your hardware store, this is just a simple dowel. I think it comes in a yard, like a 1 yard length, which is 3 feet. We cut them into 3 12-inch pieces. We leave one end blunt, and then the other end we'll use like a large pencil sharpener to get it more to a point, to be able to see if I can get that in focus, to be able to stuff. And then we you know, sharpen that into a point, and then use sandpaper to round it off a little bit. But the stuffing tool really helps out whenever you're stuffing your crafts and your shapes with polyfill. I think there are other stuffing tools out there on the market, but this is just something we've been doing for a really long time. Yesterday, hubby and I went down to Hocking Hills, which is like a lake area. It's in Logan, Ohio. And we rented a little pontoon boat yesterday, and we, you know, rode around the lake there. And I took my big bag of stuffing with me, and I actually sat there on the little pontoon boat and stuffed dolls while we were out there. You know, let hubby be captain of the ship. So that's what we did yesterday. Your mom made a stuffing tool, Miss Linda? Is that what? I know years ago when you would buy the big huge box of polyfill, that they would give you a wooden stuffing tool, and that's where we got the idea. But they stopped putting them in, so we started making our own. So I'm just continuing to stuff our pumpkin here. This is why I like using a stuffing tool, because it really helps you get the stuffing well packed in there, the polyfill. And just, it gives you a nice finish. Nice, Jacqueline. And I got new glasses this week, and I tried to put them on to do the live here, and here I am back with my cheapo readers from Walmart on. My far vision is getting worse. Like I've had to use readers for years, but like my what do you call that? My distance has gotten worse. Like I'm noticing I need glasses now to drive. So I'm like, oh, I'll just, get glasses for driving and whatnot. And when I was there, they're like, no, you need to get the bifocals. You need to put the readers in here. And I'm like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like that look. Things, they just look whopper jawed when you have the bifocals in there. Here's Kitty. So yeah, I let them convince me to put the bifocals in my glasses, and then here I am today with my readers back on, because I can't see my phone with my new glasses. Jerry says you make it look so easy. Mine isn't ever quite right. Like, what do you think you're doing that isn't quite right, Miss Jerry? Because one thing I always aim to tell you guys is that there's really no wrong way in doing any of this stuff. It's primitive crafting, and a lot of the things come with just doing this over and over again. It's practice. Yeah, Jerry, the smaller pieces, they do help out. And to me too, I notice it depends on the stuffing that you use. The Polyfill brand is a lighter, smoother stuffing, and it gives you a better, like, smoother finish. But Polyfill also, it's fluffier, and it gives you like a more bouncy, full finish, where the Morning Glory, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Morning Glory or it's not Polyfill, the stuffing. Is it Polyfill? But the Morning Glory is more coarse, and it's not as smooth, and you will get, that one will lump up on you easier than Polyfill will. But I also would say that it depends on the kind of finish you like, because Morning Glory is awesome for very primitive pieces. If you like more of the, you know, like would go lean more towards the, what I want to say, more extreme primitive rather than pretty primitive, the Morning Glory is the one you want to use. It's coarser, and it's just a nice finish for that. Where the polyfill, yeah, it's smoother and fluffier. I'm still trying to get this little pumpkin stuffed. We're getting down here to the bottom. And last week with the candy corn, we went over how to try to make sure you get, oh, Linda, you like the Morning Glory? Yeah, it's nice. I like to use it whenever I do make more primitive pieces. And I stuff things very firm, and that helps to not have the lumps and the, because you can get like voids in here too. Like if your pieces are too big, you can get spaces like voids in between, and that'll make your stuff look funny and lumpy. Has anybody ever stuffed? I did this, I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to save my my scraps from like my muslin scraps and like my fabric scraps, and I'd cut them into little tiny pieces, and like I would use that for stuffing for really primitive pieces. I did a couple dolls that way, and I mean they were super heavy, but they had such a nice, like really old primitive feel with that, the stuffing them with the little fabric scraps. It is such a neat thing to make those pieces with those little, but they're so heavy to ship. That was the one drawback. Here, we're down here to the bottom now, and to not get that pucker, you want to make sure that you're working this stuffing along the edge there. If you've never purchased our blanks before, we have them available, and I do have them in the handmade section of our Etsy shop, simply because, I mean, I probably could put them in the supply section because they're technically, I guess, supplies. But they're handmade. Like, I have other supplies in my Etsy shop in the supply section that aren't handmade, so because we hand make these, I put them in the handmade section. But if you haven't purchased any of our blanks before, they will come to you in a pack of 10 in a zip bag, and when you get them, you may notice that they'll have, I don't know if they may have a little bit of blue around the edge, and that is the sewing mark for us, and that is a soluble, water-soluble pen that we use, and it does disappear whenever the item gets wet. So if you get your pumpkin or candy corn or whatever blank you purchased home, and You know, you see that blue line, and you know, don't get yourself all worried. That's supposed to be there, and it will disappear whenever you paint your pumpkin. Well, I play with my hair dryer today. If you want me to, I can. I'm ornery. That's me. I think I embarrass my husband. Well, actually, I don't think. I know. I know I embarrass my husband when we're out because I'll do stupid stuff to him. It's like talking, just being ornery and just whatnot. Even talking about being at the eye doctor the other day. You know, the eye doctor's like, have you noticed any changes in your vision? Well, yeah, I'm here to get new glasses. You know, well, has it been recent? Has it been this? Has it been that? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's steadily getting worse. Hey, Miss Sin, how are you today? You know, he's just like, so it's steadily, your eyes are steadily getting worse. You know, do we think something's wrong? You know, maybe we should send you for more tests and, you know, this other stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm good. It's just been going down, you know. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I think we ought to get that, you know, checked out. And finally, I'm like, I'm just going to tell you. I know it's too much information. I says, but it's menopause. It's menopause. Menopause is, you know, jacking around with my eyesight. You know, I'm getting older. You know, and his response was, oh, you're having personal summers now. Like, what? Are you serious? You want to send me off to get things tested in my eyes because I've said my eyes have been, you know, slowly getting worse. You know, and I basically have to tell you menopause is doing it, and then you tell me about personal summers. I'm like, this is not a conversation I need to be having with the eye doctor, you know. So then he wants to talk to me about how his wife is having her own personal summers, and I'm just like, TMI. We're not going here, you know. So, yeah, that was weird. I'm just going to say that was, yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and sew this pumpkin closed. I've got my needle. I've got some crochet thread. I didn't double it. It is single. And I've got a knot at the end. And when we sew this together, we want to make sure that we're doing even stitching and that we're not going too deep down in the fabric because that's going to make you pucker. I know, Sin. Like I'm saying, you shouldn't be having these. Yeah, really? But if I didn't tell him that that's what was going on, I mean, basically, I felt like he was going to be sending me off in an ambulance to have my head x-rayed. I don't know. This is gradually going downhill, and something must be wrong. Like, oh my gosh. But the other funny about being at the eye doctor too was when we were going to leave, we both picked out our glasses, we're paying for everything. We're standing there, you know, with the cashier lady, whatever. And my husband looks over at me, he goes, oh my gosh, your eyes are so dilated. And literally, these must have been dilation drops for like, Cynthia. Let's just put it this way, it's not a pleasant experience, you know what I mean, to be going through menopause. Um, yeah, but what was I saying? Oh, my husband's telling me how dilated my eyes were. And there was like no color showing on my eyes. These had to been like, you know, like elephant strength dilating drops. And I look at him and I'm like, why aren't your eyes dilated? And he's like, well, I had the scan. And I'm like, you had the scan? And he goes, yeah. And I says, well, they told me the scan wasn't covered, you know, by our insurance. And he goes, well, it wasn't. He goes, but it was only $20. You know, and he goes, I'm surprised you didn't get the scan. And I'm like, well, no, it wasn't covered by insurance. He goes, well, didn't they tell you how much it was? I said, no, you know, and he goes, well, it was only $20. And I'm like, listen, buddy, I took one for the team. I got the dilation done. I didn't do the scan. The scan wasn't covered. He's like, well, I did the scan, you know. So meanwhile, you know, my eyes are like way dilated. I look like I had been probably snorting coke. And everything was blurry and bright and whatnot. They gave me these big like shield things to put on my face to go outside. I couldn't drive home. Basically, I couldn't see the rest of the evening. It was awful. Everything was blurry. But meanwhile, my husband, who got the scan done, had a cute little sticker on his shirt that said, I got an eye scan today. Okay? Yeah. That was not right. Okay, Miss Sin, what type of stuffing do you use? I use Morning Glory. Yeah, we were just talking about that right before you got in here. I like the polyfill for the pumpkins and whatnot because it's fluffier and smoother. But we were talking about how that the Morning Glory is coarser and heavier, and actually does really well for like more primitive things. Okay, I got my pumpkin sewed together there. We're going to go ahead and knot it up. If there's anybody just joining us, I'm Kelly. Our business is Chestnut Junction. We specialize in primitive crafts. You can find us on Etsy. It's www.etsy.com/shop/Chestnut Junction. My pumpkin is so big that I put pullover. Oh my gosh. Okay. After I get the after I get it sewed shut. Oh, thank you, Miss Melissa. After I get it sewed shut, I go through the massage process here. And I usually pick a side which looks like the front, which looks like the back, and this looks like the front to me. So I just kind of massage it around, try to get that bottom looking flat. Hola, Rita, and I don't know anything else you said. But hola. If anybody knows what Rita said and speaks Spanish and can translate, I do see something about a volcano, so I'm not sure. And then I also, is this pumpkin pattern? No, it's not available as a pattern, but we do sell these in blanks. You get a set of 10 in our Etsy shop. You will get a set of 10. And you can purchased those finished in the Etsy shop for you to make. Okay. I don't know what some of these people. Now somebody's saying something, I don't know. Alright. I like polyfill too. I suffer with my eyes for years, had to have cataract surgery. Wow, now you don't need glasses anymore. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. I just saw a friend of mine join while we watched the eruption of, wow, an eruption of the volcano. Huh. Oh, and then I did say if we made this on our live last week, I will be giving this away at the end of the video to those of you that are still with us at the end of the video. And that's going to be USA shipping only. Oh, thank you, Rita. All right, so moving on with our pumpkin. If y'all notice, I can sit and yak and talk instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So we're going to paint our pumpkin, and basically these videos, we sell these blanks in our Etsy shop. Then we were selling them, but then I started getting emails and messages from people that they're like, I love these blanks, I want to do them, but I don't know how to finish them. So they're like, will you do tutorials for the blanks? I'm like, yeah, I'll jump on there and do tutorials. Oh, I'm so sorry, Karenette. I have had such bad luck with shipping things out of the country that I just don't do it anymore. We're gonna go ahead and paint this pumpkin orange, and I'm using Ceram Coat, and it's terracotta. So I've got my paint tray. Oopsie, I've got my brush. We're gonna go ahead and paint this pumpkin orange. And a flat edge brush, a nice flat edge brush is key to getting a good finish. If you have good tools, you'll have good results. And whenever I'm finished with my brushes, I always like to clean them up real good, and then use a little bit of dish soap. I'm not understand if anybody sees some of the comments in French or Spanish and knows how to translate, that'd be awesome, because I don't. What color of orange did you say? It is the Ceram Coat Terracotta. But back to the brushes, when you clean your brush will last a lot longer if you use a little dish soap to resize the bristles after you after you get your paint or your brush washed out. It'll keep your bristles straight, and your paintbrush lasting longer. Make sure you guys can see me. Yeah, hubby normally mans the chat for me, but he's been up since 6 o'clock this morning on his day off, working because they're having problems at work. Is everybody decorated for fall already? I got a pumpkin at the store the other day. And then my new addition to my decorating this year is I got one of those tiered trays that are popular now. So I have made a couple things, and I've also gotten a couple things off of Etsy to put on my tiered tray. These are a nice sized pumpkin too. My mind always thinks as a seller, because that's what I've done all these years is sold crafts. So with these blanks that we're doing, like my seller mind thinks of the time that this saves people who like to do craft shows and sell online. You just, with this sewing already done for you, you just stuff these and paint them up. And but I had a lady I've been chatting with. No, it's just regular acrylic paint. It's not fabric paint. But I had a lady who I've been chatting with this week who told me that she's actually she purchased the blanks and made them all up to give as gifts to all the ladies in her book club. So I thought that was really nice. And if I'm out of focus, I'm sorry. Like I said, my hubby's normally in here with me, managing me. And he'll tell me when I'm in focus and not in focus, but we've painted the bottom of the pumpkin. Okay, so I'm going to set that right there for right now. And if you know me, you know I'm very frugal, and I have to save my extra paint here. Now I'm gonna turn my hair dryer on here for a minute or so, so I can I gotta find my hair dryer. Woohoo! There we are. Okay. So this is for you, Karenette. I don't have power. All right, I don't have power. Oh, there you are. We have power now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Should.
He's a miracle worker.
Safe word.
Oh. It's for you, Karenette. I know, Karen. Those are you're still looking to get me hair care commercials over there in France, right? Because I'm practicing for it. Okay, we have our pumpkin. It's painted. It's still a little damp. If you're at home, I would dry it completely. But I don't want you guys sitting here having to wait for me with my hair dryer, so we're gonna go ahead and sand this. We are using fine grit sandpaper, and we're just wanting to scuff up the paint, get a smooth surface, not wanting to sand it, sand it down or anything. Don't want holes in our fabric, so it's just a light scuffing and sanding over the whole pumpkin. Be careful when you sand here too, where you sewed shut, because you don't want to sand your thread and break it open. But you can go both directions, get some good scuffing. And then I like to, oh, hello in Florida. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Karen, this is my favorite pumpkin color. I know I say this all the time, but people are like, what's your favorite brand? I don't have a favorite brand of paint, but I have favorite colors in brands. And that terracotta is my favorite orange. So where do we want to go now? Okay, we're going to do the stem. If you're just joining us, I'm Kelly from Chestnut Junction. We specialize in primitive crafts. We sell muslin blanks in our Etsy shop. They are a set of 10 for $9.99. And this is a tutorial showing you how to make the pumpkin. we plan on doing tutorials for any of the blanks that you see in our Etsy shop. So if this is the first time joining us, we do have candy corn blanks in our Etsy shop as well, and there is a tutorial here on my biz page and on YouTube for the candy corn. And this is the candy corn that we did. And if you're just joining us, I'm going to give this candy corn, we made this last week, I'm going to give this candy corn away to one lucky viewer at the end of the video, and that is going to be USA shipping only on that. So it's just, I'm glad you guys show up and support us, and so I want, you know, just a little surprise one of you guys in the mail with a little freebie for you. So we're going to paint the stem now, and I'm using, this is apple barrel nutmeg. And don't ever think that you can't make these with any supplies that are only available in your area. If you can't get the terracotta paint, then use whatever paint you can get and whatever you like. I'm going to paint this stem brown. If you would rather paint your stem gold, green, whatever you like, but I'm going to paint the stem brown. And here again, I've got hi Kim from Delaware, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and paint my stem brown. And I don't know if did I show you guys yet? It's just, this is my paint. This is my paint tray. It's just an old school tray that I have a little section for each color. Just want to use your flat edge brush and go in there. And follow along where you painted the orange. Again, if people, well, I think Karen Nutt's got it under control. She's my French interpreter. Okay. That better be all it is some translation, because I told you, Karen, that you know, I think you cuss at me too. You know I'm kidding. I'm just going around the edge of this pumpkin stem with our brown, with our straight edge brush. It's actually an angle brush, but it's got a nice straight edge. When your brushes start to like open up and flare out, it's time to get a new brush. Because tools... Oh, thank you so much, Tamara. Good tools give you good results. So we got around the bottom of the stem. And like, this video is probably going to be one of my not so good ones, because like I said, hubby always sits over there and manages, and he'll whisper to me, you know, we can't see this, we can't see this. So without him over there, I'm kind of manning this on my own. And and it'll probably look like it. Like, man, what was she doing? I couldn't see a darn thing she did. Yeah, I had it. I do like that nutmeg brown. I was having. I can't remember the other. I sat here before I went live, and I'm like, do I go with the nutmeg or it was another color? And I finally picked the nutmeg. Thank you, Chuska. Put my extra paint back in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the hair dryer again and dry the top of our pumpkin. Okay, Chuska. We did Ceram Coat Terracotta for the orange. And then we did Apple Barrel Nutmeg for the stem. Thank you so much, Miss Rita. I'm glad you guys come and join us. What am I doing? Okay, we'll put the paint aside. So then I'm going to get my sandpaper back out and we're going to scuff up the stem here. Wipe that off. And then we are going, oh, to tell her she is very welcome. What's it, Martine? Very welcome. So we're gonna coffee stain now. I don't see my little sheet back there, my little cheat sheet. Coffee stain. I'm gonna say for a little pumpkin like this, I always use instant coffee, and I make mine in big batches because I make stuff every single day. If you're just making a little pumpkin like this, I would start out maybe with like a half a cup of warm water and a teaspoon of instant coffee, just for something this little. If that is too light for you, add a little bit more instant coffee, or did I say that right? Yes. If it's too light, add a little bit more. If it's too dark, add a little bit more water. You can always test it on a paper towel or a scrap piece of muslin to see if it's in the color, range that you like. But I give the instructions for this, for my big batch of coffee, on many of my videos, but without hubby helping me today, I don't have my cheat sheet. So I'm going to say start out with half a cup of warm water and maybe a teaspoon of coffee, and just adjust those measurements if you don't like the color until you get the color you like. This is just a crappy dollar store brush to use for the coffee stain, and we're just going to go ahead and coat the entire piece with the coffee stain. And I'll also say too, the coffee staining takes longer to dry than the paint does, so I may have to hit this a couple of times with the hairdryer. We had the discussion last week that I do like to bake a lot of my stuff in the oven. I've gotten some hate mail about that and how dangerous it is. So if you like to bake your stuff in the oven to dry, make sure you do that at your own, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Do that at your own discretion. But you don't have to use the oven. We can do this with the hairdryer. Okay. I saw a couple things come up, and then I'm gonna try to. Miss Kim, yeah, I agree with you. Adding vanilla, yeah, that sure does make your coffee smell nice. And then you can always add cinnamon in there too. And yeah, Chuska, that's what at your own risk. That wasn't coming to my head. And Miss Jerry, I like to dry stuff in the oven. I mean, it's quicker and it's more convenient because you just coffee stain a bunch of stuff and throw it on your pan and then throw it in the oven, and then you can get to doing other stuff and then go back and check it, turn it, whatever. It's just, but yeah, I've gotten, and it's from people, it's from like new customers, not people that have been with me for a long time, but they'll email me and they're like, I'm not putting this stuff in my oven, you know, that's dangerous and whatnot. And I'm like, well, it's at your own risk. But I used to say like a 300-degree oven. I probably, if I could go back and change all of my patterns, I would probably go back to like a 250 oven just to be safe. But yeah, it's people that are new with me that like this is their first time doing primitive crafts, and putting like something like that in the oven, like it scares the heebie-jeebies out of them, and they think they're going to set the house on fire. So I guess I'm just getting to the point where I'm a little hesitant now whether or not to tell people to be putting you know, crafts and stuff in the oven. Oh, I do too. I love the, Jerry, I love the, when you put things in the oven, like right now we're drying the surface, but when you put things in the oven, it gives it a different look in the sense of the polyfill inside. It melts a little bit, like your piece more conforms. It melts a little bit. And it gives you a more primitive look. Like if we were to put this pumpkin in the oven, the plumpness would actually shrink a little bit because that polyfill's gonna, it doesn't like melt, it just like shrinks a little bit. And it gives you a more primitive finish, easier like to scuff up and sand and whatnot. So yeah, me personally, I love to bake stuff in the oven, but I'm just like, I'm hesitant to tell anybody anymore, you know, to be putting crafts in the oven. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Linda. We will definitely get those out in the mail for you tomorrow. I appreciate it. And to anybody else who's ordering, like we have some in there right now, because I know people will be watching this video later on a replay. I think, what's today, September 19th or 20th? I can tell you right now, I know today I have blanks in my Etsy shop. But if you're on the replay, you may come back and those blanks may not be there. They may be sold out, because that's what happened last weekend when we were doing the live. The pumpkin blanks sold out. But if you go there and you can't find them, and you know you want me to list more, just drop me a message through Etsy. Okay, we have that's dry now, and once the coffee stain is dry, I like to, hi Miss Kathy, I like to take the sandpaper and scuff it up just a little bit more, gives it just a nice finish. And you could paint this up and call this done. But I like to embellish things, so I'm going to show you a little bit of an embellishment for this. It's still just the slightest bit damp from the coffee stain, but I don't know why the coffee takes so much longer to dry than the paint does. I've got some craft wire here. This is rusty craft wire, and we sell this in our Etsy shop as well. Actually, this looks like this is a little thinner than what we sell in our Etsy shop. It'll still work though, no biggie. Maybe I'll take it out one more. I'll take this out one more notch here and see where we're at with this rusty wire here. Let me get my roller so I can kind of give you guys a guesstimate on how much we're working with here. So there's 12 inches. let's go ahead and say that I'm cutting my wire to 18 inches here. Oh, I love rusty wire. All right. I'm going to go ahead right now and with my pliers, just bend over the end. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? There we go. Bend it over. Hi, Miss Angie. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you could join us today. Thank you. Welcome in. Oh, this is Otis, by the way. Otis loves wire. He loves anything that bounces, makes a noise, whatever. But wire's one of his things. You can't be here. I'm busy, okay? I'm the star of the show, not you. You gotta go. You gotta go. Look, people saying, hi, Kitty. Otis. Ooh, hello. Oh, hello. Okay. So, Kitty, go bye-bye. We've got our rusty wire. I'm going to go ahead. I bent both edges over just so you don't have a rusty, or not a rusty. You don't want a pointy edge that's going to be poking anybody or, you know, catching on anything. But I'm just bending this wire in half. And then we're going to go ahead, let's see what the best way. This is the front of my pumpkin. I'm putting the middle of that, I'm putting it on the front, not on the back. I'm putting it on the front of the pumpkin. Hope you all can see. And then I'm going to bring it back around the back of the pumpkin and wrap it tight a couple times. All right, so we had put the middle of that wire on the front, then we took it around and wrapped it around itself a couple times. Now, where'd my stuffing? I'm going to take my stuffing tool and I'm going to kind of loosely wrap it around, wrap the wire around the stuffing tool to give it those curly Q rings like a real pumpkin vine would have, and then take it out. And then we'll do that again on the other side. Take your wire and just kind of loosely wrap it around. I mean, this doesn't have to be a stuffing tool either. A pen, pencil, anything like that. So now we have these curly Q wires, okay? So then I have, this is a piece of, look how messy my hands are. This is a piece of homespun. Just there's a green piece of homespun that I tore a strip off to give us the leaves. So there we go. And I'm gonna, let's see. I'll give you a measurement here, how much I think I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go with 12 inches, like a 12-inch piece of this green homespun. Doesn't have to be green. It can be any color you like. Doesn't have to be homespun. You could use whatever fabric you like. So I wrap that around the back of the pumpkin, and now we're on the front of the pumpkin. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie this. Tie this in a little knot here for our pumpkin leaves. Okay. Okay, Miss Angie. I bought a doll pattern. Do you have tutorial videos for those as well? Yes, we do. We have here on our business page, if you look at the pictures, or I don't know if it's in our album or what, but there should be a videos button here on our Facebook page that you would catch those doll tutorial videos. If not, we do have a YouTube channel that I have a bunch of, I can't say a bunch, but I mean I have a few tutorials on there, and I cover making a doll body, I cover baking it, coffee staining it, doing a dress, putting hair on, putting faces on. So I have several different videos here on my Facebook biz page and on our YouTube channel. And yeah, Angie, if you search on YouTube, just search Chestnut Junction, and yeah, you should find our YouTube channel there. I need to put up all these links. I'm not a techie person. Can you tell I'm not a techie person? I think I'm gonna trim up these leaves just a little bit. Okay, so we have the wires and we have our tie, and I'm just gonna, you can play around with these wires. No, I don't know if crafty people are techie people. No. I don't even know how to use most of the things on my phone. I'm being serious. Okay, so I adjusted that a little bit, and I'm like, I think we'll go ahead and add a tag. Okay. All right, so this is a coffee stain tag, and we sell these in our Etsy shop as well. They are, I don't make these myself, but I do get them from a lady who does. She does these by hand. They're very nice quality, and they are very evenly stained. I wouldn't sell stuff that I wouldn't use myself, and this lady does a really nice job with the tags. So we do sell these in our Etsy shop. Oh, nice, Candy Boo. I like that pattern. Yep, I'm back with the. Talk about, well, I mean, I hate to try. Everybody talks about their tablet or their iPad. Guys, I'm like, you can't see it, but I still use a big PC. I don't want to use a tablet, so I don't use a tablet. I am still using my big old, clunky computer, because I'm not tech. I have no desire to learn it. Okay, I guess I should tell you what I'm doing. These are, if you've never done primitive tags before, I highly recommend that you get yourself alphabet stamps. And I seem to have really, the only place I really, to me, find the nicest alphabet stamps is at Joann's. They usually have quite a few fonts to choose from. And with Joann's, I like it because they have those 40 and 50% off coupons. I'm frugal. If you need, like this is an investment to buy alphabet stamps. So, yeah, look for those coupons, and these will last forever. These are a small. I do have larger sets, but many different fonts. But these are just from Joann's. And then I've got, this is a black stamp pad, and this is Avery. This is just like like a regular black ink pad, like from Staples, I think is where. And I've had this for a long time too. So I think, and then I always keep a piece of paper off to the side, just to get the excess ink off of my little stamps after I use them. Okay, so I think I'm gonna, what do you think I ought to put on this? Hello Fall, or maybe Pumpkin Time, or Pumpkin Patch? What do you guys think? Miss Terry, you still watching? I was thinking about you the other day that I started selling on eBay whenever, it was 1998 when I started selling on eBay, and you have been there with us that entire time. I mean, that's been, what, 2 and 1, like 23 years, girl. That's, yes, Terry, I'm just, have you real, I mean, sincerely, I think, like, that's where we met, was on eBay like 23 years ago. That's crazy. Okay, we'll go ahead and do Hello Fall because nobody's really answering me. And then I'll just, like this, just to get the excess ink off of my. Back in the 80s when I was a teenager, my mom used to sell crafts to shops wholesale as extra income for our family. And that was in the 80s. So I know. I can't even imagine how many dolls you have, Terry. I mean, I think I still do know your address just in memory. That's because I shipped packages to you every week. I think when they open up the Chestnut Junction Museum after I'm dead, it's going to be at your house. What was this? Oh, my mom. So when I was in high school, that's what I helped my mom with her craft business, and that's what we did. But then when my mom had gotten breast cancer, I think it was in '92, she didn't want to do the crafts anymore, so I started doing this on my own, and it was 1998, a friend of mine, because not everybody in 1998 had, a home computer yet. And I wasn't doing as well, like, by myself as I did with my mom, because we were able to get so much more stuff done with the both of us. But a friend of mine's like, hey, I buy this stuff on this new website called eBay. Maybe you could sell your stuff on eBay. So hubby and I saved up for months to buy a computer, and we could only buy it one piece at a time. Like we bought the monitor when it was on sale, and then we bought the computer, and we finally got enough, you know, to open up a little shop on eBay. So that's how I started. A friend told me you should sell your crafts on this new website called eBay. We went to eBay, and that's where it all started online, and that's where I met Terry all those many years ago. And I consider her, you know that, Miss Terry, I consider you a friend after all these years. So I got my little tag stamped. So I have our pumpkin. Terry, do you remember Erica's cupboard? Because somebody, I was actually kind of sad because I was friends with her back in the day, and somebody had, yes, Erica's cupboard. Somebody had messaged me back in July and told me that she had passed away. And she always, oh, her dolls were so nice. Do you remember she had the dolls, her dolls always had those very distinct feet. Okay. All right, okay. I'm gonna fiddle this up a little bit here. So, just to recap here, I'm Kelly. Our business is Chestnut Junction, and we do primitive crafts. We sell these pumpkin blanks in our Etsy shop. When you purchase them, you will get 10 blank, unstuffed, 100% muslin pumpkin shapes. Our Etsy shop is www.etsy.com/shop/Chestnut Junction, and those are in the handmade section. I do videos for the blanks in case you purchase them, you don't know what to do with them, you've never done primitives or never painted before, and I get on here and I give you kind of you know, help getting this done. So that's what we did today. We finished off one of these pumpkins. You can add any accessories that you like, and you know, paint and do them up any way you want to. I did promise you guys. So there's our finished pumpkin. But I did promise you guys that at the end, for those of you that are still here, that I was going to give away this little candy corn that we made on our live last week. So before I get off of here, go up a little bit here. I'm gonna say this was USA only, and I'm going to. Well, first, does anybody have any questions about anything before I get off of here? Oh, thanks, Miss Sandy. Thank you, Karenette. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Edna. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. We're hoping to get some Christmas ones done up here soon, and then do the videos for them. And then you guys can come, you know, we usually do our videos on Sunday, so you can come hang out with us. Thank you so much, Linda. But I'm gonna gift one of you guys, USA only though. Thank you so much, Chuska. I'm gonna gift one of you guys with this candy corn, and I'll pay the shipping on it too. So before we get off here, I just want everyone to know I so much appreciate you guys supporting our business and hanging out with me today. And well, happy fall to you. But yeah, this video, it'll stay here on our business page, and then we'll also put it over on our YouTube channel. So I'm gonna tell you how to get this for our giveaway, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So USA only on this free giveaway, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 7th person who comments candy corn. Oh my gosh, Tanya, thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. So if you guys would like a chance to get this, I'm gonna take, and remember it's the 7th person, because it may not come up, they may not go in order on your screen, but I'm gonna take the 7th person who comments candy corn on my screen, and that's who's gonna get this. All right, Miss Sandy Colleran-Jugas. Sandy Colleran-Jugas. Are you in the U.S.? Sandy Colleran-Jugas. Are you at? Is that a U.S. address? Miss Sandy. Okay, Miss Sandy, we got you. Okay, so it was Miss Sandy was the 7th one on my giveaway. So that is who that's who gets the candy corn this week. So congrats to Miss Sandy, and Miss Sandy, either you message me or I'll message you. And guys, we hope to be back here again next Sunday at 2 p.m. If we don't have candy corn blank, I've got a couple other things that I'd like to show you guys how to do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I always appreciate it. Love to you all. Bye-bye.